very good afternoon to colleagues and all our guests to Regenesis Business School International. On behalf of the team, a warm welcome. I'm Dr. Barry van der Westhuizen. I'm going to be chairing this meeting, and I'm just going to give you a brief intro into why this is the best place to come and study. Regenesis Business School has been working and pioneering academic innovation for more than 20 years. We've reached out globally to campuses in India, Nigeria, Kenya, America, and watch the space. We are growing. We've put our best foot forward. We are highly innovative, highly technical. We are leading the way. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here to give you the best holistic education that you can imagine. Now, I just want to give you an opening quote from our chairman and founder, Dr. Marco Saravanya. And he said, "There's a hero inside each one of us. It simply requires courage, hard work, and love to awaken our inner hero." So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to awaken your potential, to hold your hand, and to take you on a lifelong walk to the best that you can be, to the greatest successful person that you are. So a very warm welcome to you all. Now, just a couple of house rules. Firstly and foremost, to all our attendees, please stay with us to the end. We have a tremendous registration special to celebrate Women's Day. It's for everybody. And hang on there, this is great news. Once we've gone through our different departments and we've heard from our heads, we will go through the special. It really promises to be really good for you if you are joining the business school. So hang in here. Secondly, I'm going to introduce speakers, but we do have a Q&A button at the bottom of your page. We have a number of sales specialists ready there to answer every one of your questions. So please post them as we go ahead. And you can ask anything from fees to entry requirements. Any question you have about your future career with us and your qualifications, articulation, entry levels, RPLs, we are there ready there for you. If you don't know what RPL is, it's recognition of prior learning. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would first like to introduce you to our Dean, Dr. Sibo, and my apologies, I've got something in my throat. Dr. Sibo Ginseni Kumalo. Dr. Kumalo is the Dean of Regenesis and has been with the organization since 2007. He has held various senior positions in the areas of material development, facilitation, master's research, supervision, and academic management. He has a master's from Rhodes University and holds his doctor in business from business management from the Regenesis Business School. A an erudite, humble gentleman that has great leadership. Dr. Kumalo, welcome. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. van der Westhuizen, for those words. I also do want to greet and welcome everyone who's joining us this afternoon. My colleagues, I see them online, and our guests who have made time to be with us. We appreciate you spending this moment with us, and we welcome you to this session. Thank you so much. Maybe just a few things in addition, Dr. van der Westhuizen, to what you just said. Regenesis, over the years, I've been with Regenesis for more than 15 years now. I can attest that we are really committed to individuals and organizations achieving their own, potential, achieving their own goals and awakening their own potential. And so we will be with you there all the step of the way, in terms of supporting you and until you achieve what you seek to achieve. We do this through what we refer to as holistic quality education. And by that, we acknowledge different intelligences, which would be your physical intelligence, your, intellectual, quotient, emotional intelligence, as well as the spiritual intelligence, the the SQ, referred to as SQ. And of course, our pillars, like any other higher education institutions, we do have 3 pillars that we hinge everything around, and that would be the learning and teaching. We put our foot forward in terms of resources, the faculty, and the systems and the processes employed to make sure that the learning journey is enjoyable and it's meaningful, and it actually is the one that's rewarding, that will take you to where you want to go. And of course, the second pillar is research. We teach our students how to conduct research, because eventually you want to be able to contribute to the body of knowledge, and therefore we'll go through those processes with you and teach you those methodologies. And we are also, as the institution, are expected to produce research, and so we publish in our journal and in other journals that are accredited by the head. And so the final pillar is community engagement. We are an institution that is relevant in the context in which we exist, and we have to play our part. We have to contribute as an academic institution in our communities. And so those are the 3 pillars that are relevant to any institution of higher learning, such as Regenesis. But also, over the years, over 20 years now, we are really proud to say that we've seen and have produced graduates that stand out, that are noticeable, that are visible out there, that are influential, and that we can also relate to. So across all different schools, Genesis produces graduates who stand out and who are relevant. And you may be asking why I'm saying that. It's because I want you to be aware upfront that what we're trying to achieve with our students is that they should be relevant. They should be able to stand out. There is a set of graduate attributes that we are addressing explicitly, and we've weaved these graduate attributes in our content, in our facilitation, our assessments, and all our engagements with our students, so that by the end of your journey with us as a student, you are aware, you're conscious, very conscious of these graduate attributes. And in that way, you will also notice that you do actually stand out in your spaces where you exist. You will be noticeable for the following attributes. One is the ability to think differently. We afford you an opportunity to learn different ways of thinking, and tools of thinking, and models, and put you in situations and circumstances in your small setting, in a class setting, where you are able to apply your mind, because after all, you have to go back and make a difference in your world, in your organization, in your context where you exist. You have to be able to problem solve. You have to be able to come up with solutions to problems that we encounter in our workplace and in our social context as well. But also we are proud that our students have displayed over and over again that ability to lead consciously, and that is yet another graduate attribute. Our graduates, they have the ability to lead consciously. In other words, they are purpose driven, they are self-aware, and they carry themselves ethically, and they are mindful of that. And so that's what we're trying to achieve with our graduate attributes. And that's what I'm saying we've observed over the years, when people leave us, that they become this and they become noticeable for this. But also one of the other graduate attributes is that ability to ground decision in evidence. So that means our graduates are well informed. It goes without saying that they should be well informed. We get them to circumstances where they should read, they should go through content, they should know what's going on in their spaces, in their world, in their countries, in their industries, so that by the time they are put in a position to make decisions, they are aware of what's happening, including the ability to conduct research, because that too helps one to make prudent and informed decisions. And so that then becomes our graduate attribute in that sense, grounding decisions in evidence. But also, we live in a world that requires the ability to harness diversity. We require, and the world at large requires graduates and individuals who are able to harness diversity, individuals who are socially intelligent, if I may say that, and who are able to collaborate. And you'll find that in our students, they're quite comfortable, interacting and harnessing diversity in the context where they exist. But also we create that at a very small scale for starters in class, because you would find faculty that goes to class is, diverse. Faculty comes from different backgrounds. It's diversity at its best. And then of course our students, they come from all over the world. Some are younger, some are elderly, some have lots of experience, some less experience, but nonetheless there's diversity that you'll encounter throughout the journey of being a student if you join us, because we know the future requires that. The future wants graduates who would be comfortable with this, would be able to collaborate and exist in different contexts, because that's our strength eventually. Our diversity is our strength, and we should play to that strength. But also I might as well add that our graduates come across professionally, and they are aware of that, and that's what we're trying to achieve anyway. With our students, we want them, as throughout the journey, to be mindful of this, because when they come out on the other hand, on the other side with a qualification and going back to their context, they should come across as inspiring. They should come across as deliberate. They should come across as focused as well as confident. And that's something you build. It doesn't necessarily happen by coincidence. So we are very deliberate in terms of doing this. As I was saying, we have weaved these attributes in our how we engage with you in assessments and in teaching, etc. And then of course, the world has become smaller. We live in a global village. Everyone knows this, and therefore goes without saying, or should go without saying, that graduates in this day and age should have that local outlook. By that, one means they should have a global view to things, but still be able to act according to context where they exist. In other words, adaptability. We want our graduates to adapt to different circumstances, to know what's going on in the world, to be mindful, to be well informed in terms of what's happening elsewhere in the world, but to be able to act according to local contexts. And here I'm talking really about responsible global citizens, and that's our students. That defines our students in terms of these graduate attributes. And so I invite you this afternoon to explore, and we're here to chat with you and to respond to your questions. Would love to have you on board, join all these others, and stand out as well, make a difference. Let's awaken your potential. I'll now stop, Dr. Perry, to allow my colleagues to come in from different schools to give you a bit more detail about their programs and what's happening in their schools. Over to you, Perry. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kumalo. Ladies and gentlemen, Regenesis is not only a business school in the traditional sense of the word. We have a long-standing and profound history with public management, and I would like to introduce you to Mr. Donald Block, our academic head of the School of Public Management. Mr. Block has 3 decades in education, working as a teacher and in education management and consultancy prior to joining Regenesis Business School of Public Management. The civic-minded former deputy headmaster serves as an election official in 1994 and was one of a team of 5 who started a school with 5 shacks in Mpumalanga the same year, expanding into a fully fledged institution with the help of the Provincial Education Department. Mr. Block has an extensive history. He's a gentleman of note. He's well-read and certainly a great leader in his field. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce Mr. Block to you now. Yet again, I must remind you to post your questions in the Q&A section, and don't forget about the special. Mr. Block, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Barry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this session. we are very happy that you could join us this afternoon, and hope that you will be with us, for years to come. What I can say much about the public school at Regenesis is that we deal with courses and programs right from the start, higher certificate in public management, bachelor of management, but also at the higher level, we talk about postgraduate diploma in public management. We also talk about a master's degree in public management. Now, when you look at this, the postgraduate diploma in public management is NQF level 8, and we have got 120 credits, and it has got 8 courses, that is modules, and it is good, for the public sector as well as the public service employees, because you as managers, you get qualification, this qualification, so that you are able, to put your departments as well as the different areas in which you are responsible for in good state, but also to be able to, as the dean has put it, think differently, and because the qualification is aimed at those individuals who are interested, of course, in pursuing a career in the public as well as development sector, but also even those who have been working for a while in the public service and wish to obtain a formal qualification in this field. Now, we know others are aspirant managers, but others are already in management positions. Of course, we had a lot, who went through our school. A lot of them, in chief directorate positions, as well as lower down in municipalities, as well as in a lot of organizations that deal with the public sector there. So when you look at this PDPM, because we call it PDPM, you manage and develop projects. Okay, upon completion, you will be able to conduct appropriate management interventions, to improve the quality service delivery in public. As we know, it's a challenge here in our country, but also development sector, also institutions where you can help, where you can apply your trade, not only, but you can use it even in the development sector as well. But also, you'll be able to lead, manage, and motivate, and improve, the performance of individuals, because we have all these modules. We have got, human resource management. We have got labor relations management. We have got all these different modules which deal with the public sector. Project management. You name them. Okay, but also you are able to motivate and improve the performance of these individuals through what? Through team development, in the public and development sector organizations, but also you can manage programs and project, finances, because you've got financial management where you are able, to deal with the scourge of, misappropriation of funds, so that you can get, good, backing also from National Treasury up to your sponsors, as well as, people who would like to help you in your different departments as well as institutions there. Now, as a result, when you are through now with the PDPM, that is postgraduate diploma in public management, then you can go to level 9, of course, where it is the masters in public management, of course, which is 2 years. All right. Now, PDPM, you can do it in 1 year, you can do it in 2 years. Okay. Or if then maybe, you are struggling and all those other things, we have got programs that can help you, to push on so that you reach your dreams. But now with a master's in public management, it's a 2-year course, but, other people take longer than that. Of course, it's got 200 credits and 14 courses. These 14 courses, we've got all those, quality, customer relations, monitoring and evaluation. We've got sustainable development, organizational development, also, advanced project management, and quite a lot, okay? Because when you look at this qualification, it enhances the skills, and builds knowledge in those management areas that relates directly to the quality of public service delivery and strategic management, because as managers, obviously, you'll be dealing with strategic planning and all those other things. But we're also able to implement some of the strategic plans, like Vision 2030 of government, and all those sustainable development goals. All right. But also, you can find solutions to a situation or context that is characterized by chaos. Like when you see chaos in some of the departments, you'll be able to come up with those solutions and say, guys, but this is what we can do. Okay, so you think differently, like we put there in our graduate attributes there. Okay, you can identify and solve problems also in which responses demonstrate independent, made or meta-analytical, as well as critical and creative thinking, so that you can get deeper into things and ensure that a lot of these problems are resolved amicably there. But also you can work effectively with others as a member of a team group. You can form teams, because no man is an island. You can't do everything on your own. Okay, you need teams, but you also need institutions. So these teams are part of institutions, but you'll also be able to understand individuals, because remember, everything starts with an individual. From individual, these individuals are the ones that form teams from teams, which are in an organization. Then you can look at all those structures of the organization, systems, skills, staffing of the organization, recruitment, and all those other things which are internal there in the organization. All right, but also, you can organize and manage yourself, and your activities independently. Okay, so that you are not influenced whether by politics or influenced by, of course, there are those outside, or even some of the economic meltdown and all those other issues that can influence your thinking, but it will be an independent thinking. So you become an independent thinker, and then you are able to understand other people's thinking. All right, so that you are not just influenced by each and every a person who's got the ulterior motives. So you can independently also assess, and apply the different approaches to lead, to manage, to motivate, and to improve effective performance of individuals and teams. So as a result, ladies and gentlemen, this degree is quite this. It will really give you that edge. It will ensure that our country, gets the best out of you, and the public sector, and will be able, to deliver the service that is so required. But also, you'll come up also with new ideas. You'll be innovative and come up with new way of doing things in your management capacity. So on that score, guys, thank you so much for being with us, and I hope that you'll be encouraged to join these two postgraduate courses, their programs, the PDPM as well as the MPM, Masters in Public Management. Then from there, then you can go to your PhD, do your doctoral degree, and come up with, because you also have research, starting with the elementaries of research there in PDPM, but also in MPM now, coming up with your own thesis. All right, it can also be good enough, and then we can also help you publish it in journals, as well as you can even make something out of that. All right, so thank you that much, so much, Dr. Berry, for the opportunity, and thank you so much, guys. I hope to see you in our classes. Thank you so much.
Mr. Block, thank you very much for the profound input. Ladies and gentlemen, just to underscore what Mr. Block has said, when you come and interact with us, it's not only an interaction from a textbook. You are working with academics like Mr. Block and our colleagues that not only are academics, they're in the public management space. They have actively done this and got on with the job. Also, your colleagues, being a multinational business school, you get to see a great deal of perspectives and viewpoints. It's a very rich, fertile learning ground, and something that you will carry with you for years to come. And hopefully you all get doctorates and join us as alumni and add to the valuable society. Now, ladies and gentlemen, again, please go to the Q&A box. I can see that it is quite active. Don't raise your hand. We've got people in the Q&A section ready to answer your questions right now. Please don't forget this Women's Day special coming up at the end of the session. It's going to save you money. It's going to make your life so much easier. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further to say, I want to introduce you to an esteemed colleague of ours from the postgraduate school, Dr. Rajesh Sharma. He holds a doctorate, he holds an MBA and MCom. Dr. Rajesh is a senior academic and corporate trainer at Genesis. Subsequent to that, he's been promoted into a more elevated position, which he will tell you about. He has more than 2 decades of experience, including stints in various middle management posts at tobacco manufacturer Godfrey Phillips, India, and with multinational automotive Mahindra and Mahindra. He's researched numerous papers, a very well-spoken, erudite gentleman with an international view. Dr. Sharma, welcome on board, sir. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Dr. Berry, and good afternoon, colleagues, and the wonderful guests that are present today. I welcome each and every one of you to today's program. I would like to talk about my postgraduate programs that we have for you. We have 3 wonderful programs. We have got PDPM, MBA, and DBM. These 3 programs are at 3 different levels. And we have level 8, 9, 10. And all our programs are accredited programs. And remember, our approach is always holistic education. We want to develop the potential in each and every one of our learners. So that's our philosophy. That's what we work for. So let me talk about the first program, that's PDBM, Postgraduate Diploma in Business Management. What we do here, we have advanced courses in different functional areas of management. So different managers, we deal in different functional areas of management, be it marketing or operations or finance or HR. We have got advanced programs for these different functional areas. It will expose you to the latest, what is happening in this particular field. And we also encourage participative learning. And that's why all our academics are called facilitators. We are not lecturers. We are not there to just lecture. We are there for participative learning. And I think research has also shown that it is participative learning that is most accepted by the students all over the world. And that's why we follow this particular approach. These programs are wonderful. It will develop your analytical skills, your strategic skills. You will be able to think strategically. You will be able to develop the strategies. You will be able to implement the strategies in whichever area you want to specialize, or you're already working for a particular functional area. You will be able to specialize in that. You will be able to understand how do I manage, say for example, my operations. How do I manage my marketing? How do I manage my HR function? So it will help you and guide you in those kind of programs. Now, when we move on to the next program, which is Master of Business Administration at NQF level 9, this is especially for developing the managerials and leadership skills. You know, a manager has to be a leader as well. We try to develop those kind of skills so that you not only manage, but you are also able to lead your teams. It is at NQF level 9. We try to develop that kind of skills in you through our different programs, which are facilitated by the top academics from all over the world. I think as Dr. Sibongi Seni was talking about, you know, diversity. Diversity is present not only in students, but also in academics. And you will be able to see the diversity when you attend the classes and the sessions of Regenesis. So MBA at your level 9 is a wonderful program. It will prepare you for the future. It will prepare you for the present. It will give you the skills necessary to develop yourselves into the leaders of tomorrow. Whether it's the CEOs, the directors, managing directors, we have seen these kind of students may be there as a students. So you will have wonderful group of students to work with. People will come with diverse background from different senior positions. You will be able to participate with them in the learning process. So the learning process becomes wonderful. You will be motivated to learn. Why? Because that kind of environment wherein everyone is trying to discuss even their personal experiences of how have they dealt with a particular situation that came in the organization. That kind of learning, I tell you, you won't get easily at other places. This is a wonderful opportunity to learn with us, to grow with us, and manage your businesses, manage your position, and grow within your organization. That's what MBA stands for at Regenesis. And then we have doctoral in business management, the doctoral program. If you look at what doctoral program offers, these are for those people who really want to specialize and focus. You want to specialize in a particular area. You will get some of the best supervisors to assist and guide you. It's not only that they will guide you or supervise you initially and at the end of the DPM program. We have regular colloquiums where different experts will come together. They will ask you to present what have you done so far so that they can assist you. So you are not only being assisted by a supervisor, you are being assisted by a group of supervisors who are there to assist you, guide you, and mentor you. So you can achieve the degree that you want. And not just degree, it's the learning that happens in these kind of programs. So I welcome you, and I want to share all these 3 programs with you. And I would love that you join this program. Thank you so much, Dr. Berry. Thank you so much.
Dr. Rajesh, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open. I'm going to reach out to my colleagues now. Gentlemen, if you have more you would like to add from your prospective fields while we see the Q&A box going, or if there are participants that would like to raise questions in the Q&A box, please do now. Dr. Kumalo, Dean, would you like to add something?
Thanks, Barry. Maybe just one thing to add, and that is student support. That's a very topical issue at the moment with with institutions of higher learning and what they do to support their students. So we obviously are interested in supporting all of our students. We won't do the work for them, but we'll support them to be able to succeed. And as such, we have established what we call ACE, Academic Center of Excellence. And this center identifies students who may be struggling for various reasons, and they get assigned tutors who would work with those students on a one-on-one basis to support them. It may be just to help them understand the concept, or maybe to help them understand academic writing or referencing, that type of thing, or preparing for the examination, managing your time, and all those skills which are required for one to be successful academically. And so, yeah, it's very important for us to mention that, because you would need it. I mean, from time to time, you would need someone to help you, or to support you, or to guide you, or to point you to the right direction. So this is over and above the administrative support that we offer. This is more academic support that our students enjoy, because we would hate to see people enroll with us and then drop out. That's a scenario that we don't want to see, and so we do all we can to make sure that you don't drop out. We support you all the way. So yeah, I thought I should add that, Barry.
Thank you, Doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, our founders are very strong on entrepreneurship and getting your potential to the full. So watch this space. We're starting an entrepreneurship clinic for everyone that deals with us. We're going to start a hub. So we really are out there to cultivate the entrepreneurial mind, the individual within business, public sector, or private sector. Mr. Block, do you have anything you would like to add? Ladies and gentlemen, please, Q&A box, and don't forget the upcoming special.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Barry. I think something that sometimes students are worried about is the assessment. Because, you know, people are afraid of being assessed. They're afraid of exams and things like that. Now, as the dean has put it, we've got a way we've got revision classes. We've got revision classes that we organize for those students who have got challenges just before the exams, but also our assessment is based on case studies mostly at PDM as well as, because it's senior degrees, So it is based on case studies. We can give you a case study about, say, for example, the violence that took place probably 2 years ago, or maybe what happened there with the taxi impoundings and all those other things there in the Western Cape. So we give you live scenarios and you come up with solutions. You're never wrong. We only correct you here and there to say, what about this, what about that? So with Regenesis, we're not saying you are wrong, because you have got experiences. You come up with your own experiences. You are managers in your own spaces, and we are aware that you are adults. You are parents, you are brothers, you are sisters, you are cousins, but also you are managers. You are leaders in the different public sector, or service departments. So as a result, you come here with something, that knowledge, that prior knowledge that you have, as well as the experiences that you have, and you are able to form, because in our groups, in our master's groups, as well as PDPM, the students, we encourage them to form WhatsApp groups where they are able to interact with each other. They can talk, and we've got leaders in each group. The students elect their own leaders, and we engage with these leaders on challenges that the students are experiencing, because sometimes we've got about more than 1,000 students. It's difficult to just listen to their complaints one by one. So sometimes it's something that is common amongst them. So if you've got a WhatsApp group, it's easier, and then we can assign maybe a facilitator or a tutor to help you on that challenge. But also we've got the student representative, we've got the student relations managers who are also able to listen and help you. Maybe you've got challenges with, managing, your studies sometimes, because other people have got, you find that you are studying with us, but you have other degrees that you are busy with in other institutions. So we encourage you, we say, okay, fine, let us look at this, let us look at that. And then if you come up sometimes with some of, the modules that you have done somewhere, we look at that. If then we need to credit you, we credit you. We look at that to say, okay, fine, the outcomes are the same and they're at the same level, as well as at the same NQF level. So then we credit you that. So if you come, maybe you did not finish some of your degrees somewhere in one of our other universities, then you can come to us and we look at what you have, so that you finish your studies. And then if you've got challenges sometimes, even with, financial management and all those other things, you talk to us. We've got the department, they sit with you and look at how they can help you financially so that you continue with your studies. You don't say, I don't have money, so I drop out. Okay. So, Dr. Berry, those are some of the things that I wanted just to, to elaborate on. Thank you so much.
Mr. Block, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to ask Dr. Rajesh for his commentaries, and then I'm going to tell you all about our special. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for posting your questions in the Q&A box. And Dr. Rajesh, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Berry. Just to add to what our colleagues have already talked about, at Regenesis, we are the facilitators. And why are we called facilitators? I just want to, talk more about that. It's because we really want to facilitate the learning. Because we feel that learning is a process, and when we do the process properly, the learning will happen. So what we do, especially at the postgrad level, is we encourage participative learning. We want you to participate in the process of learning. We want to share your experiences. We want you, for example, to assist with how are you going to suggest a solution for a particular scenario or a case that has been presented. It's not always that, everyone will have its own share of experiences. And when you share your experience with others, others are going to share their experience with you. And that's how the learning really takes place. And that's why we call ourselves as facilitators. We would like to facilitate those kind of sessions. And especially even in our online sessions, those are not those typical boring sessions that we have. We will not let you down at any moment, because our sessions are developed in a way that will encourage you to learn, that you to participate. It's not that you are silent. You are also active during the entire session, and that's what we encourage, and that's all our facilitators do. When students come in, they enjoy the sessions, and they don't even feel that, oh, I have already spent 2 hours, 3 hours, So they don't even feel that. And the reason being is the kind of learning that is taking place and the way we facilitate. So, you will enjoy the sessions. And I think when we enjoy what we do, that's where the true learning will take place. So come to Regenesis to enjoy this experience. Thank you, Dr. Berry. That's what I wanted to add.
Dr. Rajesh, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the coup de grace. Thank you very much for attending and for being with us. The announcement is to celebrate Women's Month with Regenesis. We are offering 20% off monthly registration fees, 20% off monthly registration fees, an additional 10% off if the candidate brings another candidate with them, 10% off semester payments, 15% off annual payments. Let me read that to you one more time. It's big. We're offering you 20% off monthly registration fees, an additional 10% off if the candidate brings another candidate with them. Then 10% off semester payments and 15% off annual payments. Speak to our chaps in the Q&A box. This is a special that you cannot miss. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave this open for a couple of minutes. Otherwise, please contact our people in student support. This is really important. I would like to thank Mayank and our marketing department for this tremendous initiative, because we are helping our students reach their dreams. I've been a student, we all have. We've all struggled through. Financials are very, very important. So please make use of this, take advantage of this. It's for your benefit. And ladies and gentlemen, for our benefit, we learn from your successes as well. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave this open for another minute or so. Dr. Kumalo, can I please ask you to close the session when you are ready?
Oh, thank you so much, Barry. Few words really of appreciation for having taken time to be with us this afternoon. And you've heard now the discounts. Please do inquire. It will help to save if you can. So thank you. We really hope to interact with you some more. Feel free to ask us any question or maybe share a viewpoint with us. We'll appreciate to engage with you. And we look forward to meeting you in class, welcoming you in class, and eventually to walk alongside you as you go through our academic journey. And we wish you well. Thank you for taking time out this afternoon. Thanks, Dr. Perry.
Thank you, Dr. Kumalo. Shall we say goodbye? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay in touch. I wish you well and good afternoon to you. Bye-bye.